3839 Grand Avenue, Billings, the Athlete's Foot.
Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail, from time to time you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values.
Call or email your Livin Large Larry live show ideas. Larry at livinlargelarry.com and 1-888-858-1408.
All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds. MT.com. Nice morning. 48 into the 80s, could break some records. Our detailed forecast on the way for you. livinlargelarry.com is where you log on to. Catch us on YouTube there and also on your smartphones. A TuneIn smartphone app for your Androids and iPhones. That's a free download. So we're glad you're here as we broadcast from the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings, across from the Goodwill store in Billings. And more going on around town, brought to you by Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. And Dan Vanek, visit with Dan Vanek in a second here. He's a 4-H expert. It's 4-H Appreciation Day this coming Saturday in Billings. The focal point will be at Shipton's Big R West in Billings. Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings. And purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage.
Dan Vanek with us, and lives in Salacia and is a avid 4-H. I'm going to call you a 4-H expert, but Dan, you're going to join us at Shipton's Big R West for our big 4-H Appreciation Day coming up this coming Saturday. I'm not sure, Dan, if you saw the chore list that they have you doing.
I got a pretty good idea of it. I do quite a bit with the Kyle the Savior, Greg's stepson and stuff. We did it 2 years ago. I went in there and did a whole clinic for Shipton's there. I'll come in and do a daily deal of what we do with the show cattle at home on the beef cattle end of it, from washing, products we use in the hair, blowing using with the blow dryer and brushes and stuff. That's going to be a big thing for a lot of the kids, to get the understanding of. We're going to go into clipping the cattle for the fair, go over some brief stuff on that. And the thing I really stress for the 4-H kids on it is show day stuff, from showmanship to, using the correct products on show day and how to get the cattle to look their top notch.
Looking forward to a fantastic day with the 4-H kids, and it really is all about the 4-H. It's a 4-H Appreciation Day, and we plan on having a whole bunch of kids and experts like yourself there. But I mentioned that chore list that Shipton's Big R West has you lined up on, and it sounds like you're spot on. We can't wait to watch you do your work with some efficiency. Talk about yourself a little bit. You come from a 4-H family, don't you?
Yeah, we've been doing this. I'm one of the 6 kids of the family. Dad used to sell steer calves back in the 70s down into California. I've been showing cattle since I've been 4 years old, competed all across Montana. We take show cattle now from Nile here in October down to the National Western Stock Show in Denver in January, Black Hill Stock Show and stuff. All through 4-H, it allowed me to have a career in agriculture.
And it sounds like you have some ideas on and some tips of the trade, so to speak, on how to actually sell show steers to local 4-H kids and how to buy a good calf.
We have our own 4-H steer sale every fall. We call it Vanek Club Calf Sale. It takes place every September. We really stress, we have the calves hauled broke, ready to go for the kids. When the kids that buy steers from us, we try to stay involved in their projects, because a little bit of guidance goes a long ways. I had guidance from my dad and other people helping us through the years. And, you don't excel without a team.
Now, you're giving back, and that's pretty cool to see Dan Vanek with this. And we're looking forward to your visit with us in Billings at Shipton's Big R West out there on Gable. Our live broadcast here on KGHL is from 11 to 2, but I know the happenings begin at 10, run all day at Shipton's Big R West with some good food. And that Dan Vanek, thanks for your time. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Hope to see everybody Saturday.
Probably time for your 6-week haircut, right? Trained professionals, and there's barbershops all over the place, but if you want trained professionals and the work done right, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, Main Billings Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 10 minutes, $10 haircuts, and other services as well through Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in Billings Heights, and a proud major sponsor of the 2016 Billings Wolves, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. So much needed relief this weekend. Went in for another dose of chill, if you will, at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4. My wife and I pretty much, for the most part, go together each time. And we make it a duo-freeze weekend. Make sure you ask about the duo-free Tuesdays at N2 Cryotherapy for arthritis. If you're an athlete and you've got the aches and pains of working out and you've got a big track meet coming up or a baseball tryout, give N2 Cryotherapy a try. N2cryo.com. Log on. Very user-friendly website. Learn more about cryotherapy as an industry, and in particular N2 Cryotherapy in Billings at 805 24th Street West, suite number 4. Also Saturday hours till 2 p.m.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
News and weather together. The Billings Morning News and weather together coming up here in a second. LivinLargeLarry.com from the Red Line Computer Studios, West Billings. All kinds of lines of Billings. Quick temperature check this morning, 48. Nice day today. Our Billings area forecast from Tucker Veldkamp, owner of Top Sandwich Company in Billings. Locally owned, no franchise. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco. Be part of Top Sandwich Company's 5 to 8 p.m. happy hour weekdays. All sandwiches during those 3 hours are $5. Tops Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings. 84 this afternoon, 52 tonight, sunny for Thursday, about 90 around Billings, and Friday a 30% chance of showers, cools down to about 70 or so, and a 40% chance for some showers off and on for the weekend. Cools down to the low to mid 60s for Saturday and Sunday. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco, no franchise, locally owned. Tucker Veldkamp owns Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings. Chips with every order. Ask about delivery. Think of graduation coming up for catering through Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings.
The Billings Morning News at LivinLargeLarry.com, brought to you by the Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football. Have you checked out the Billings Extreme at Dallas Wendy's Field? This spring and summer, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME. Travelers this summer are in luck. Airfares will be cheaper than they've been since 2009 as we get some of our story ideas from KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette as well. Just a glance for you here. Fares for advanced purchase tickets are likely to be down about 12% compared to last year, down 20% from 2 years ago, according to airfare prediction app Hopper. That means fares this summer will be at a 7-year low, according to Hopper. Average fares during the summer will range from a peak of $240 the month of June, then dropping to $211 by August. And maybe going down from there. Traveling out of Bozeman just got a little easier as well. Starting next month, American Airlines will begin flying directly between Bozeman and Dallas, Texas. Bozeman will be the first airport in Montana serviced by American Airlines. And airport officials say if it goes well, it expects American Airlines to start servicing other cities across Montana. One passenger is happy about the new flight. Guy's name is Al McCaskey. He's no stranger to working in an airport. He travels out of state for work every month and says it can be a pain trying to get to more rural areas like the state of Montana. The deputy airport director also says as more flights are added, he expects to see an expansion of the Bozeman airport sometime in the next few years. A Butte man who was last seen early Saturday morning last weekend remains missing in Madison County, according to law enforcement. Madison County Sheriff Roger Thompson said the 60-year-old man, whose name was not released, was last seen about 1:30 in the morning on Saturday at a campground about 5 miles north of Twin Bridges. Late Saturday afternoon, Madison County Search and Rescue personnel were seen searching the Jefferson River. If you have any information on the case, call the Sheriff's Department at 406-843-5301 out of Madison County. That's it.
And if you didn't hear the news from the election last night, School District Billings, 2 levies were voted down. 61% of eligible voters cast their ballots. 6 of 7 local mill levies went down to defeat, spanning the region from Billings School District 2 to Canyon Creek to Elder Grove school districts. The levy would have provided an expansion of services to students at both the elementary and high school levels. And with about 36,000 ballots cast, the elementary levy for 1.2 million failed. The final margin of 908 votes. The high school levy by SD2 for about 900,000 was denied by nearly 1,600 votes. Meanwhile, voters in Blue Creek, just south of Billings, approved an additional levy of $50,000. And the Blue Creek School District voters said 59% yes on the mill levy, with 754 casting ballots.
It's a quick glance at the Billings Morning News from the Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football. Extreme is XTREME, and log on and check out their website, billingsextreme.com, and find them on Facebook.
Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel retired Alan.
All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. A much cooler week this week compared to this past weekend. All kinds of blinds in Billings, sensor check. Yeah, mainly in the 60s. Complete forecast coming up. The Billings Morning News as well. LivinLargeLarry.com. From the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. Amber Gustainez, realtor with Century 21 Hometown Brokers, can make your dreams come true. The service area for Amber Gustainez includes Billings, Lockwood, Laurel, Joliet, Roberts, Red Lodge, Columbus, and more. Single-family homes, townhomes, lots, and land, whatever you're in the market for. Amber Gustainez, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, and 406-690-5902. Keystone Mortgage has moved to a much larger location. Keystone Mortgage is our underwriter for our replay of the show, our podcast. Keystone Mortgage, purchase, refinance, investment properties, second home, anything dealing with mortgages. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. And that slogan fits. Keystone Mortgage Company, Keystone Mortgage, KeystoneHomeLoans.com. They are locally owned and operated, and you can search them out on Facebook. Just type in the keyword, the Keystone.
Livin' Large Larry Live.
Livin' Large Larry live at livinlargelarry.com as we broadcast from the Redline Computer Studios across from Goodwill, West Billings, Montana, to a worldwide audience of streamers checking out Billings, Montana, and our surrounding communities. Thank you. Appreciate that. From the Redline Computer Studios here in West Billings, all kinds of blinds in Billings. Yeah, major change in the weather, temperature-wise. And actually, according to Ed McIntosh, Q2 meteorologist, what we're going to experience this week in Billings through about Friday is actually normal temperatures, 55 to 65 or so. What is going on around town? Big event coming up. What's going on is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Inspection of Refineries. BighornInspection.com. Log on, give them a hit. They'd appreciate that. Way ahead of the game here, July 30th. Is the Dirty Dash at Metro Park, the annual Dirty Dash coming up July 30th, 9 a.m., and you want to start getting your teams and working on those costumes ASAP. And packet pickup, by the way, that seems to be the biggest question at an event like this. When do we pick up our packets? 2 weeks prior to the event, so about mid-July that'll happen. But July 30th is the Dirty Dash here in Billings, the annual event over at Metro Park. What's going on around town? Courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, BighornInspection.com. Detailed forecast, weather around Billings on the way, and also an advanced look at livinlargelarry.com and the Billings Morning News coming up too, from the Redline Computer Studios. Right next to the Wave Car Wash off King and 29th Street West. Glad you're streaming us today.
The man with the most energy in radio commercials ever, it's Jay Johansson, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue.
655-3668, Larry. I tell you what, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm here to lay it out. Truth is the truth, and I got to come clean with everything.
All right.
And, you've heard me on the radio.
Yeah.
Doing my thing for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue, 655-3668. That's my phone number.
Yeah.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
We're number one.
I know, you're number one.
We're number one. We're not number two. We're the number one shoe store in Billings. If you want great customer service, if you want someone that's going to care how your feet feel, not next month, but in 3 months, you need to come to 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot, for top quality customer service. Larry, you know what we're going to actually do?
What's that?
You know what we're going to actually do?
Yeah, Jay,
I'm
what?
going to measure your foot. Yeah, I'm going to do something really crazy.
All right, yeah, crazy.
And I'm not going to ask somebody their shoe size. I'm going to measure their feet. And then we're going to use the footprint technology. We're going to take the human element completely out of it, see what kind of foot you got, and put the exact kind of shoes on your feet that you need. And then not only that, Livin Large, Larry, the best on the radio, we also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
The Athlete's Foot Billings on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
3839 Grand Avenue, Billings. The Athlete's Foot.
Livin Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds. MT.com. Quick temperature check and condition check. A little bit of a smoky haze. A brutal wildfire out in Canada. More on that coming up with the Billings Morning News. It's a little bit here. Really quite a change in our forecast coming up for most of the week into next week. And looking ahead here, the forecast on the show, livinlargelarry.com, is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company in Billings. Locally owned, they're across from Shopco, Billings Tops Sandwich Company. And college graduation, think graduation when it comes to Top Sandwich Company for catering. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco. The range of temperatures, daytime highs between 50 and 65, and looking at the forecast, go all the way through most of this week with a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms each day, even into the first part of next weekend, jumping way ahead through our extended look at the forecast through WeatherBug at livinlargelarry.com. Forecast at livinlargelarry.com from Top Sandwich Company, no longer a franchise, locally owned, but Tucker Veldkamp, Top Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco. Happy hour Monday through Friday. Those 3 hours, 5 to 8 p.m. Every sandwich, $5, and includes chips. Ask about free delivery, too. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings. The annual Lincoln Reagan dinner details are coming up here in a second. Carrie's been doing massage therapy for years now. She's branched out. Her business has grown into her own location now. It's Carrie's Massage Therapy, 928 Broadwater, suite number 203. Carrie's Massage Therapy. And there's time slots in 90 minutes, 60-minute time slots, 30-minute time slots, and she'll also do prenatal massages and labor massage coaching as well. Carrie's Massage Therapy. Here's one for the lunch hour. You got 15 minutes to spare over lunch. How about a massage? $1 per minute you're in the chair. I don't think anybody in town offers that consistently. Give that a try through Carrie's Massage Therapy. Listen for the May special coming up soon with Carrie's Massage Therapy. Again, new location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 203, 406-702-0737. I recorded an interview with David Walschlager from Billings about a really cool event, first time ever in Billings and Yellowstone County, called Feed Our Starving Children. And I'll give you a chance to listen to that coming up in just a few minutes here. Billings Morning News on the way. As well, livinlargelarry.com from the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana. Thanks for streaming us worldwide.
Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Retired Alan West, Executive Director of the National Center for Policy Analysis. I'll be speaking at the Yellowstone County Lincoln Reagan Day Dinner on May the 19th, and you're invited to come. Now more than ever, our country stands at a critical juncture. I'll be talking about how the decisions we make and actions we take now will decide what kind of America we leave to our children. You can get tickets at YellowstoneGOP.org, and I'll see you there.
How's your health? Is your mind open to different ways to be healthier? And to cryotherapy. You've heard us talk about cryotherapy since about mid-November. And N2 Cryotherapy has been in Billings since last July. And it's growing with athletes. If you are suffering from arthritis, give N2 Cryotherapy a try. Ask Cindy Graff about the pricing differences of N2 Cryotherapy. There's something to fit your budget. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, Saturday hours as well. N2 Cryotherapy, n2cryo.com. It is graduation season all over the country, I realize that, but in particular in and around Billings, Montana, at MSUB graduation over the weekend, and numerous high school graduations coming up in Rocky as well. Keep in mind, and this is a reminder from Bighorn Inspection, they really care what goes on in our community, bighorninspection.com, petrochemical and refinery inspection, bighorninspection.com, and they ask you to please be responsible, be safe, graduation parties, and again, just another reminder not to drink and drive. It sounds cliche, but it needs to be said this time every year, and make it a worthwhile and memorable graduation experience for the graduate and family and friends. From bighorninspection.com.
Livin Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
And the Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com from the Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Outdoor Football in Billings this spring and summer. BillingsExtreme.com. Extreme is spelled X-T-R-E-M-E. As we look through KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette for the latest in the Billings Morning News. A man is dead after crashing his motorcycle early on Sunday morning. According to Billings Police, the motorcyclist, who was not identified, was traveling north on Maloney Lane near the I-90 underpass around 1:40 in the morning on Sunday morning when he struck curbing around a concrete median. The man was not wearing a helmet. Witnesses in the area attempted CPR to revive him, but soon after paramedics arrived on scene, the motorcyclist was pronounced dead after CPR efforts failed. Speed and alcohol have been determined to be factors in the crash. The name of the man will not be released until family can be notified. The major rain events that began on Friday in Wyoming has impacted the Lander foothills, the Wind River Reservation, and the Hudson to Riverton area with widespread flooding. So travel is cautioned in that area. The Lander Wind River Reservations area of Fremont County has received over 4 to 6 inches of rain in the last 27 hours. Rainwater with a combination of saturated grounds contributed to the area flooding in streets, creeks, and houses. The Canadian wildfire. Weather conditions through the weekend were not cooperating in containing Canada's massive Fort McMurray wildfire, which could double in size. Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale said that over the weekend, dry and extremely windy conditions are fueling the blaze, which has already scorched more than 1,500 square kilometers, or 602 square miles. The fire, in comparison, is the size of Hong Kong. It's almost 25% bigger than New York City. It has displaced about 88,000 people and wiped out about 1,600 structures, buildings and houses, and Billings and surrounding communities could still feel the effects of the smoke hovering over our communities. After Saturday's announcement of Bernie Sanders planning a rally to Billings, more on that coming up, but coincidentally, Montana Democrats hosted their annual Truman Dinner in Billings on Saturday night at the Crowne Plaza. Governor Steve Bullock, who faces Republican Greg Gianforte, promised an infrastructure bill will be passed at next year's legislature. Bullock rallied for votes this November, saying much work will be needed if the Democrats want to hold on to office. Gianforte's campaign sent out a press release slamming the governor's failed attempt last session to pass an infrastructure bill. And the news about Bernie Sanders. U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders will travel to Billings this week. The Democratic Party presidential candidate will host a rally in Billings. Ray Massey from Metro Park, marketing director, sales as well, confirmed the booking. Doors will open up at 5 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon at the Montana Pavilion, Metro Park. The event is free, but RSVPs are strongly encouraged. Admission is first come, first serve. Again, this Wednesday with Bernie Sanders in Billings at Metro Park's Pavilion. And Sandy's Drive-In. Well, the food truck opened up for kind of a sneak taste over the weekend on Sunday up on Wicks Lane. So be looking for the new Sandy's food truck in and around Billings and surrounding communities. Now look at news brought to you by the Billings Extreme. Outdoor football, semi-pro. Dayless Wendy's Field is where they play most weekends for the spring and summer. Billings Extreme. Find them on Facebook. BillingsExtreme.com and XTREME. Yeah, spring's essentially here. Good time of the year to be thinking about doing some remodeling projects. And your windows are the first thing that you probably notice when you walk into your home or business each day, right? And it's what your customers or what your visitors to your home see as well. Shop all kinds of blinds and window film in Billings, a truly local company that services the outlying areas, Shepherd, Roundup, Columbus, Red Lodge, Laurel, in and around Billings for blinds and window film. Check out some of the work at Cafe Rio or Godfather's Pizza, both taco treats in Billings. All kinds of blinds did work on the FedEx Kinko's in town, as well as Fred's Appliance on King Avenue West. All kinds of blinds and window film for security. All kinds of blinds, mt.com. You can order the works, the shave and the cut, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights. Trained barbers, $10 haircuts. And that price hasn't changed for years, and it doesn't look likely that it will. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, $10, 10-minute haircut, in and out. You can do it over your lunch hour. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in Billings Heights. Sponsors of the Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values. And check out my ad in Hometown Values, the Heights edition, as well as the other editions of Hometown Values, and get all the information about Livin Large Larry Live at livinlargelarry.com. The ad now in Hometown Values. What's going on around town? Coming up, looking ahead, give you a chance to plan for the May Day, the Kids Fun Day in May 21st. I know it's a couple of weeks away. This is a huge event. Grandview Park, Poly Drive and North 30th Street. What's going on around town from Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com, petrochemical and refinery inspection, bighorninspection.com. So Kids Fun Day 2016, May 21st is a Saturday. Starts at 10, goes till about 2, and it's always a park full of kids and great activities. Kids Fun Day 2016. It is hosted by St. Vincent Healthcare. Family event, Grandview Park on Poly and North 30th, May 21st. So jot that date down on your calendars. What's going on around town? Courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com.
Livin Large Larry Live.
Talked with David Walschlager a couple of days ago about Feed My Starving Children, and this is an organization that you can really help out. And it won't take too much of your time, and it'll be very rewarding. I talked with David Walschlager coming up here. In your replays on the show, livinlargelarry.com, courtesy of Keystone Mortgage, across from the pub station, downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about their new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
And David Walschlager with this law enforcement in Montana, but does so much more. Hello, David. How are things?
Very good. How are you doing today?
All right. What a beautiful day. Well, you guys got a busy event coming up, and it's brought to Montana for the very first time by Sage Co-op Homeschooling Families. Give us some background on Sage Co-op Homeschooling Families first, if you could.
Yes, absolutely. Sage Co-op stands for Seeking a Godly Education Co-op, and the group meets every Monday up at Harvest Church up in the Heights, and it's just a wonderful group of kids all the way from preschool all the way up through high school that are homeschooled, and the moms and dads teach the kids, and that's what Sage Co-op does and meets, so it's a wonderful program.
And what is the event that you guys are organizing as we speak?
The event that we are organizing, us fathers of Sage Co-op, we decided to step up and get our kids to rally, and we are working with an organization called Feed My Starving Children, based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, to bring a mobile pack food program to feed starving children throughout the world here to Billings.
And this organization has been around for 29 years or so?
Correct. Yeah, they've been around for quite a long time, and it's unbelievable the work that they do throughout the world.
And how is it supported throughout the course of the year?
Well, basically, they have got several permanent stations where meals are packed by volunteers strictly throughout the United States. And then what we are doing here in Billings, and what's done throughout the rest of the country throughout every year, is we are working to bring the mobile pack to Billings. And with that, we have to recruit 500 volunteers to serve over a period of shifts that are conducted to make this happen. And then for this, we're raising $20,000 to make it all happen, which pays strictly for the meals that are packed by the volunteers throughout their shifts that are worked, and the materials to get out here to Billings.
And you're looking for community members in and around Billings, Montana, and how can they get more information on how to become a volunteer with you guys?
Yes, the best way to get information for volunteering is to go to our website. We've created a direct link to our website through Feed My Starving Children, and it's actually http://g00.gl/free, lowercase s, and then uppercase s, uppercase p, lowercase k as in king, and B as in boy.
And you can also search you guys out on Facebook as well.
Absolutely. We've got a Facebook page, which is simply facebook.com/SageFMSC. And Sage is just SAGEFMSC.
And David Walschlager with his Feed My Starving Children. The one-day event you speak of, is that the one that's on May 20th?
May 20th, our first shift for volunteering that people can sign up for is from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday, May 20th. And then we have 3 shifts actually on Saturday, May 21st,
all right.
9 to 11, 11:30 to 1:30, and 2 to 4. And we are going to be holding this at the Metro Pavilion.
All right, that sounds good. How can people help you out if they can't do a volunteer shift for this particular event? How can people help you out and Feed My Starving Children?
Well, donations can be done online as well if people wish, and that is a similar address to the one for volunteering. Do you wish for me to give that to you here?
Sure. What is that address?
The address is going to be, again, http://goo.gl/HJ9VIC. And these are unique web addresses to get directly to our event that we're doing. The other thing I just need to mention, which
Sure.
we're very excited about, is that this is the first time Feed My Starving Children has come to the state of Montana. And we're really hoping that, this is an opportunity for the state to realize the work that the citizens of the community of Yellowstone County and beyond do, and might motivate others to bring Feed My Starving Children in their mobile pack to another city in the state.
What exactly is in that mobile pack? I realize there's a video on this about the group and all that at the Facebook page, but what's in that mobile pack?
Yeah, what's going to be in the mobile pack is that it's going to be all meals in separate goods. So basically what Feed My Starving Children has done is they've got food scientists that have developed their all-vegetarian nano pack of rice meals to just basically quickly reverse and prevent malnutrition. So within it, there's 20-plus different vitamins, minerals added to dry ingredients, soy protein, and rice. And so all these ingredients come trucked to us on a semi. They're unloaded, stations are set up, and the training is very brief that each volunteer will receive when they arrive on shift. They'll be welcomed by our hospitality team and given the rundown, and they will work and pack meals of these different dry goods into these packs. They'll be vacuum sealed, and they'll be boxed up and crated up, and ultimately end up going back on the truck to when Feed My Starving Children will disperse them throughout the world to whatever country at that particular point in time is in the need of meals.
All right, May 20th, May 21st, two very important days here in Billings for Feed My Starving Children. For those who couldn't write down the web address, what's a phone number that they can call to get that repeated or for other questions?
They can call 406-860-9975.
All right. David Walschlager with Feed My Starving Children, first time in Montana, and it's set to May 20th, May 21st in Billings at Metro Parks Pavilion. I think we covered it all, did we?
I think we got it. That's about it. And, one other thing I will mention, though, is that each one of these meals that's packed is only 22 cents. So any amount of a donation is so appreciated and encouraged if you can volunteer, because just a little bit goes a long, long way to feeding a lot of people.
All right, David Walschlager, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.
No problem,
anything we can get out there is great, so we appreciate it.
Not a problem at all, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
Feed My Starving Children. Subject matter of what's going on around town, courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petro Chemical and Refinery Inspection, bighorninspection.com. That event, Feed My Starving Children, coming up on May 20th and 21st. Fitness is found in many things, working out, also through cryotherapy. N2 Cryotherapy in Billings since last July, and the business has really expanded. Talked to Cindy Graff and her crew at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, and N2Cryo.com for details, a little history about what cryotherapy is, how it'll help you. And right now she's got a great contingent of athletes, and we're talking from middle school to high school to the professional ranks as well. Ask her about it. N2 Cryotherapy, and ask for the introductory offer as well. N2Cryo.com. You can set up an appointment online as well. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. A little bit of a smoky haze from the fire line of Canada in some parts in and around our area, Billings and Yellowstone County, and much cooler temperatures. Get an extended forecast at livinlargelarry.com. Detailed forecast coming right up for you. No disrespect to the industry, but there seems to be coupons for everything. And if you want the real coupon magazine, Hometown Values Coupon Magazine, a coupon book you can read, and practical couponing. Hometown Values, check them out. Different Hometown Values magazines for each part of the city. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. Log on to myhometownvalues.com. Really quite a change in our forecast coming up for most of the week into next week. And looking ahead here, the forecast on the show, livinlargelarry.com, is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company in Billings. Locally owned, they're across from Shopco, Billings Tops Sandwich Company. And college graduation, think graduation when it comes to Tops Sandwich Company for catering. Tops Sandwich Company across from Shopco. The range of temperatures, daytime highs between 50 and 65, and looking at the forecast, go all the way through most of this week with a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms each day, even into the first part of next weekend, jumping way ahead through our extended look at the forecast through WeatherBug at livinlargelarry.com. Forecast at livinlargelarry.com from Tops Sandwich Company, no longer a franchise, locally owned, but Tucker Veldkamp, Tops Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco. Happy hour Monday through Friday, those 3 hours, 5 to 8 p.m., Every sandwich, $5, and includes chips. Ask about free delivery, too. Top Sandwich Company, across from Shopco in Billings.
Join us at 1-888-858-1408.
Truly trained barbers, the experts at hair. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in the Heights. I've used Austin as my barber at Jim and Austin's Barbershop for about 5 years now. The best $10 haircut ever. And 10 minutes, $10 in and out. You can even get your haircut over your lunch hour. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights. Find them on Facebook. And proud sponsors of the 2016 Billings Wolves.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Broadcasting from the Red Line Computer Studios, across from Goodwill in West Billings, Montana. LivinLargeLarry.com.
The Billings Morning News at LivinLargeLarry.com is brought to you by the Billings Extreme Football, semi-pro football this spring and summer at Dayla's Wendy's Field in Billings, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, and check them out on Facebook. Funeral services for former Montana U.S. Senator Conrad Burns was Friday at Metro Park in Billings. Burns died Thursday last week. Natural causes at his home in Billings. He was 81. The former cattle auctioneer and Republican county commissioner was 53 years old when he was elected to the Senate back in 1988 over incumbent Democrat John Melcher. A funeral services and a reception was open to the public. Pastor Darren Paulson of Atonement Lutheran Church officiated, about 2,000 in attendance. Governor Steve Bullock has released 10 years of federal tax returns, partly to draw distinctions between himself and his Republican opponent, Greg Gianforte, in his bid for re-election. From 2005 to 2014, the governor and his wife reported $1.6 million in income, including $157,000 in change for 2014. In January, Gianforte released 10 years of federal tax records that showed income of $220.5 million. Gianforte had reported donated more than $56 million to charities, although his campaign has said the actual amount donated over that period was twice the reported amount. Neither candidate, by the way, has released returns for last year, for 2015. Montana's Commissioner of Political Practices, Jonathan Mottle, is touting the state's new online campaign finance filing system as a success after its first major test this week. Statewide candidates faced a filing deadline Monday, 35 days from the June 7th primary elections, and Tuesday was the deadline for hundreds of district and county candidates. A 26-year-old man died Wednesday after jumping from a waterfall on the east side of Glacier National Park at Running Eagle Falls, in the Two Medicine area of the park there. The victim's name has not been released. Pending notification of family members, no foul play is suspected. An elderly Billings man was rescued Wednesday evening after he fell down a hill and got his leg caught beneath a log. The man was lifted from his position 20 yards below the hill's summit using a Stokes rescue basket. He was transported to an area hospital due to concerns over exhaustion. The Great Grizzly Migrant Crisis, Bear Movements and Population Changes will be Mission Mountain Audubon's evening program at 7 o'clock next Thursday, the 12th of May. It'll take place in the Polson Library meeting room. Donald Dubray, convicted in Cascade County of deliberate homicide, died on Wednesday at the Montana State Prison in Deer Lodge. Dubray was sentenced to 150 years with no time suspended and had served about 10% of his total sentence. An autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death. In sports, NASCAR has decided that Talladega Speedway, the super speedway, won't be an elimination race in next year's championship chase. The Alabama track swapped its date with Kansas Speedway in the most significant change to the 2017 schedule, which was released on Thursday. In 2017, Talladega will become the second race in the round of 12 and be held on October 15th. Kansas becomes the third and final race in that round on October 22nd. The Seattle Seahawks have placed Marshawn Lynch on the NFL's reserve retired list after the running back indicated in February that he was ready to end his football career. Lynch concluded his career with 9,112 yards rushing, 74 touchdowns in the regular season, another 9 TDs in the playoffs. The Seahawks will save $6.5 million with Lynch's retirement. And that is news and sports. And the Billings Morning News at LivinLargeLarry.com from the Billings Extreme. Semi-pro football in Billings this spring and summer, BillingsExtreme.com.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Jay Johansson with us, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue in Billings. The Athlete's Foot, Jay.
Livin' Large Larry, the best on the radio. We also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
Yeah, I know. No, that's cool. I was announcing the Billings Wolves on field the other night, and two young adults says, "Hey, cool Jordans, where can I go to get those?" I said, "Jay, the Athlete's Foot in Billings is the Jordan King."
Oh, yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. I was just telling another one of your friends that not only we're a hip store that services the community. You got that?
Yeah.
We're a hip, family-owned shoe store that if you just need great shoes, come see us. If you need the best shoes, come see us. If you need the shoes no one else has, and I'm talking no one Livin' Large Larry, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking no one in Billings. I'm talking no one in Denver. No one in Minneapolis. No one in Seattle. We got it because my big brother, my owner, Intersport, check them out, largest sporting good company store in the world. They just happen to be out of Europe. Believe it or not, this planet is big. Check them out, Intersport. They got us the account. We're number one.
I wear the books. I wear the Jordan. My family shops the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Jay, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Livin' Large Larry, keep it up. Go Billings Wolves. Love it that we got that football back in town. You need great shoes, you know where to come. 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot.
And the Athlete's Foot on Facebook, too. Don't forget about Facebook, the Athlete's Foot on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot, Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
Carrie's Massage Therapy has grown out of her current location. She's in a brand new location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 203. Carrie's Massage Therapy. And we talked briefly about teasing you about some of the specials the month of May here. Up until May 13th, $40 for a 1-hour Swedish-style massage, and that's regularly $60 at Carrie's Massage Therapy. $50 for every 1-hour deep tissue massage, and that's regularly priced at $70, discounted through the middle of May at Carrie's Massage Therapy. 406-702-0737. Walk-ins taken. You can call for an appointment. Again, 702-0737. 928 Broadwater, Suite 203. Carrie's Massage Therapy, Swedish-style deep tissue and hot stone massages. If you are interested in real estate, learning the current value of your home or property, then call Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. Amber Gustanis, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, 406-690-5902.
Livin' Large Larry live.
Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings, and purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage. Livin' Large Larry Live, livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios on YouTube. And we changed scenes. Your wave didn't get there. Cindy Graff is with us. Your mics are up, but hold on one second. Let me switch scenes here.
Okay, here we are.
We are live on YouTube. Computer's running a bit slow, so I'll give you the cue. There you're on. Hello, there you are.
Another day, another dollar, huh?
All right, Cindy Graff. From N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4. Did I see a picture on Facebook with you and Conrad Burns?
Yes, you did.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
That was from 2008. and it was at the Yellowstone Art Museum's annual Halloween party.
That was a cool picture to see.
And I dressed up as Alice Cooper, and Conrad came in and made his appearance and stayed for a while there. We had a great time visiting with him, and it was just it's a great picture.
Yeah,
I just love it.
and it's also a great loss. I was emceeing the Billings Wolves game at Rimrock Auto Arena over the weekend. We did a moment of silence for Conrad Burns. And
Yes.
I didn't have a speech, but I said things that came to my heart and to my head at the moment. And I said that he was a national man. He was a local man. Everybody knew Conrad Burns. Not
Yes.
just political circles in the nation.
No,
People knew him as a
even
broadcaster,
if you just
entrepreneur.
get rid of that political part.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
He's a great guy.
from his early days, wasn't he in early days in radio?
Yeah, he was an ag broadcaster. I used to work with Conrad over at the Y93 KBLG building back in the 90s.
Oh, you got to work with
He would
him.
come in and do
That's
a little talk
awesome.
show. Yeah, he was a great guy. And he would tell me countless times, just in conversation, he would say, because radio's a lot of fun. What we do in
It
radio
is.
every day is a lot of fun. And he said, and I was young in the business, this is back in the 90s, and he said countless times in many different ways, Larry, don't take radio too serious because you'll take all the fun out of it.
Exactly.
Just those small little words, and it stuck with me forever. Conrad Burns passed away last week, Wednesday, at the age of 81. Are you going to his memorial on Friday
Yes.
at Metro?
I'm going to
11
try,
o'clock.
but now, however, knowing Conrad, he would want me to be at work and carrying on
Yeah.
my business. So I may just go ahead and work and carry on my business. He was a great, he was so much for entrepreneurs and new businesses, and he always told me that whenever one of my ideas came to fruition, that it would be something.
Yeah.
So
He great sense of humor, Conrad Burns.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Just great to be around, and so I put that picture up when I heard he had passed away because I have that framed, and it's one
It's
of my
pretty cool,
favorite
though.
memories.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was awesome. All right, M2 Cryotherapy. I was in there this past Saturday, and I needed you badly.
Yes, you did.
I
you
did.
could tell on your face.
Man, I was emceeing the Walk MS over at St. John's earlier in the morning, and it was cold and brisk and windy, and I was leaning over with my DJ equipment, and for 4 or 5 hours, and
Plus, you fell out of your truck.
I fell out of my new truck. I know how to get in my new big gigantic monster truck with the running boards, but getting out, I don't know
I
what
think
the hell's going
you
on
just
there.
slipped there
Yeah.
because of the wetness and the
Boy.
moisture.
And 3 minutes in the chamber at M2 Cryotherapy, I got to say, it spot on.
Yep.
No after effects the next day or anything. So
Carry on the
thanks.
next, right
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Carry on. Back to normal is what I say.
It was great. You came in this morning, and before we hit the mics live, you mentioned Flex account
Yes.
to M2 Cryotherapy.
Yes, what we're finding is since we are in our EIN, which is our employer identification number for the feds.
That's your business number?
Yeah. We're classified.
feds.
Yeah, for the feds.
I got one of those too for this, what I'm doing here. You're right.
Yeah, everybody has to have one if you're doing a business. And that's just the way it goes. You got to pay Caesar what Caesar. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we are classified, though. They classify you as a certain type of business. And so mine is classified under massage. So it's basically cold massage. All right? So anything that, if you have a Flex account or a health savings account, those accounts are for other medical or non-medical procedures or sessions or therapy or over-the-counter aspirin. That's what that money's for. You
Right.
put
Yep.
that money
Mhm.
away
I've used the
in
Flex
there.
account, yeah.
Yeah. So you can use that now with cryotherapy sessions.
That's pretty cool.
Health savings account card seems to go right away, go right through. The Flex account, people usually need to take a receipt first,
Right.
and then talk to their account.
For reimbursement and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's another way for people to use that money that they put away, and then for alternative.
Yeah, for wellness. For
Wellness,
Cryotherapy
yes.
is wellness through M2 Cryotherapy, and I've gone several times. Carrie, my wife, has gone more than me, but we find that it works. And
if your company that you work for offers one of those, I would suggest folks to put some money in there. It's tax-free money.
Right. Yep.
It goes in before taxes, and that way you can use it on your wellness, like you said. That's what that was set up for. That's what those kind of accounts are for. And a lot of us don't have insurance that covers everything, and of course insurance does not cover cryotherapy yet. So if you have one of those accounts, come on in, do your first session, I'll give you the receipt, or we can just try running your card right away.
Okay, awesome, very convenient. So remember your Flex accounts for Cryotherapy, and log on to n2cryo.com. I mentioned earlier in the week or late last week about talking about Cryotherapy and the fact that if you've got a baseball tryout coming up, and I say baseball tryouts not just for teenagers and young adults. I'm talking about the kids. If you bring your mom and dad in and you got an ache and a pain, even kids can do cryotherapy, correct?
They
up to a certain age.
Yeah, 14 and over. With a 14 and 15, we like to see either one of their trainers send
that makes sense.
Send a recommendation for icing, just so that we know they're injured. We would like to help them get over that injury and get back on the field, on the track, wherever their game may be. So, yes, 14 and up, and we have people 14 through 85. And
all sports, and we talked about the elderly last week and how you have arthritis patients that come in religiously into cryotherapy.
Absolutely. 3 times a week I have members that have chronic pain that have signed up on our membership. They come in 3 to 4 times a week. If they come in 10 times, that makes it $29.90 a session. If they come in 15 times, it's $19.93 if you calculate it all out. So,
and keep in mind, this is not you go to the doctor, you sign in, you wait 15 minutes. This is literally you come in, you say hi to Cindy, you're back there. 3 minutes, you're out there in 10 minutes. You can be out of there.
So one appointment of 10 minutes total from the time you leave your car till the time you're heading out the door saying.
And I know that because I do it.
Yeah.
It literally is quick. It takes no time at all.
It's great because you can come in and out on your lunch hours. The students that are coming in between classes or on study halls or whatever, and I send them with the time they were there and a copy of their initial intake form, the front of it, to take back to their attendants.
Make it a routine. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 2.
We will, suite number 4.
Suite number 4?
Yeah, that's okay.
What did I say, suite number 2?
Yeah.
Well, they'll go next door and say, you're not cryotherapy.
That's all right. We're everybody along
Good
there,
catch.
you know where we are. But you know what is really nice is that we will accommodate people too, okay? So, like yesterday I had some folks that came in, three ladies came in from Bozeman. One lady had tried it in Las Vegas and loved it, so she brought her 2 friends over from Bozeman. And they needed to get back right away, but they wanted to do their 2 sessions because they came from out of town.
2 sessions like in one day?
Yes. And we allow that. We allow people from out of town. I want to make it worth their while when they come to town for just, if they're coming to see me, especially, I want them to be able to do 2 sessions a day, and if they stay overnight, do 2 more before they leave, so that they can get that the pain pushed back as far as possible, and then it should last them a couple weeks before, or 3 or 4. The one lady that comes from Bozeman, it lasts her 3 to 4 weeks. So anyway, they came in and they needed to turn around and go back, so we can accommodate that. We'll get you right in and out. They went to lunch, came back. I stayed open on my break and accommodated them. Just let me know what you need.
That's awesome. Also, weekend hours on Saturday, which in my life, that's been really convenient for Carrie and I.
Right, 9 to 2 on Saturday, but we will expand that if necessary for folks. The women's run is coming up on this Saturday, isn't it?
The women's run is this Saturday. It is.
Yes.
Downtown Billings, you're right.
Yes, and so if there's a need for folks that when they get done with that women's run and they want to come in and do a recovery session, I'll stay open late for you ladies.
Good point. That's the largest women's run in the region.
Yes.
It's taking over the largest women's run in the country actually. It's huge.
It's huge. And the greatest thing about it is that Billings has had it forever and ever, and it's just grown and
I've
grown
watched it
and
grow
grown.
over the years. It's been so impressive.
Yes.
So what about for the women's run? What if a group of ladies came in on, say, Friday before the Saturday women's run?
Oh yes, that would be great for them. Get a good recovery in from all your training that you've done before you go the next day, and then even after that, come in and see us because we want you to recover from that race that you've just run and you've been training for all these months.
Keep that in mind, yeah.
It's just going to be fabulous this weekend. We are going to be a buzz here in Billings with all the ladies coming in for that. I'm just very excited.
So am I, yeah. It'd be always a great event. Into Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4. What breakfast are you going to this morning?
It is the Little Horn chapter of BNI, I think it's called. They're a business group that gets together.
Oh, I've seen BNI, yeah.
And meets, and I believe they have only one of each kind of business, and they get together,
cool.
They meet, and they help each other with marketing, and, you're bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Mountain Dew Man, we call him. Do you know Mountain Dew Man?
I don't.
He's with one of the BNI groups, too.
Yeah, so I was invited by Vince Franchetti. He sells like pens and
oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be good for you.
Marketing materials. Lisa Woods, I saw her
our
card
accountant
in there. Yeah, she's gone, on big vacation. Good for her.
Oh, she is. Yeah, after tax season. Yeah,
so
she timed it just perfectly.
I did see her name there that I recognized, so I'm going to head down there and meet some new people and do some networking.
There you go. Cindy Graff is non-stoppable. Into Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4, N2, the numeral 2, N2cryo.com.
Hey, we got a special these 3 days.
Hey, talk about it. Okay.
All right, we got. It's going to be $20 off. So your single session.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
or
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
And so that's for $45. You can come in and get a single free. So.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Come on in and see us.
And don't forget your Flex accounts. Utilize them. Take advantage of them.
That's right.
It's your
All
money.
you have to do for most Flex accounts is get a receipt and turn it into them. And then if you need any help with it, which I've never had anybody call me, and they've all been approved.
Perfect.
But I certainly am there for you.
Awesome. It does work. Flex accounts for cryotherapy at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4. Thank you, Cindy Graff.
You bet.
We'll see you in a week.
Later.
Broadcasting from the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. Livin Large Larry live at livinlargelarry.com. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. Quickie temperature check, well, condition check anyway. Rain off and on most of the week, and much cooler temperatures, about 20 to 23 degrees cooler than last week and the weekend. Detailed forecast next.
Livin Large Larry live.
The latest Billings Morning News on the way for you, too, in a second. livinlargelarry.com. Really quite a change in our forecast coming up for most of the week into next week. And looking ahead here, the forecast on the show, livinlargelarry.com, is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company in Billings. Locally owned, they're across from Shopco, Billings Tops Sandwich Company. And college graduation, think graduation when it comes to Tops Sandwich Company for catering. Tops Sandwich Company across from Shopco. The range of temperatures, daytime highs between 50 and 65. And looking at the forecast, go all the way through most of this week with a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms each day, even into the first part of next weekend, jumping way ahead through our extended look at the forecast through WeatherBug at livinlargelarry.com. Forecast at livinlargelarry.com from Tops Sandwich Company, no longer a franchise, locally owned, but Tucker Veldkamp, Tops Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco. Happy hour Monday through Friday. Those 3 hours, 5 to 8 p.m. Every sandwich, $5, and includes chips. Ask about free delivery, too. Tops Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings.
Greetings. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Retired Alan West, Executive Director of the National Center for Policy Analysis. I'll be speaking at the Yellowstone County Lincoln Reagan Day Dinner on May the 19th, and you're invited to come. Now more than ever, our country stands at a critical juncture. I'll be talking about how the decisions we make and actions we take now will decide what kind of America we leave to our children. You can get tickets at YellowstoneGOP.org. and I'll see you there.
Lincoln Reagan Day dinner coming up again May 19th. A reminder from Bighorn Inspection as to what's going on around town. BighornInspection.com. All kinds of blinds locally here in Billings. All kinds of blinds. MT.com for mini blinds or the Roman shades. If you want to see a variety of vertical blinds that will fit in your home or your business, then Bobby Gray and All Kinds of Blinds is the answer. All Kinds of Blinds, MT.com. Check out the Starbucks in the Heights, Starbucks on Grand, for the work that Bobby Gray has done with All Kinds of Blinds at their locations. A couple of Taco Treat locations on Grand and Heights as well. Fred's Appliance is one of the most recent jobs done by Bobby Gray. And All Kinds of Blinds in Billings. All Kinds of Blinds, MT.com.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Organizing our news here for the Billings Morning News, livinlargelarry.com, the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings.
The Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com from the Billings Extreme Outdoor Semi-Pro Football this spring and summer in Billings at Dalis Wendy's Field. The Billings Extreme, billingsextreme.com, XTREME. They're all over Facebook as well. A motorcyclist took Montana Highway Patrol troopers on a high-speed chase that exceeded 130 miles per hour. Two troopers, one, first up, Eli Wolf, said the motorcyclist passed him at a high-rated speed just after 8 p.m. on Thursday night. Said the pursuit started as the motorcyclist was heading eastbound on I-90 toward Lockwood near mile marker 52. I'm getting this from KTVQ.com. We also utilize Color8.com and the Billings Gazette. Anyway, Trooper Wolf said it appeared the motorcycle rider wanted the trooper to chase him. He said the motorcyclist got off the freeway, then headed west on U.S. Highway 87 north toward the Dick Johnston Bridge. The trooper lost sight of the motorcycle. At that point, that's when the chase ended. And 2 hours earlier, apparently, Wolf said that the same motorcyclist attempted to get into a pursuit with another trooper. So, more on that coming up. A citizens initiative seeking to expand the rights of Montana crime victims and their families has qualified for the November ballot coming up in Montana here in Yellowstone County. Secretary of State official said Friday that advocates for the measure known as Marcy's Law have collected minimum number of signatures required, which is 48,349 gathered from 40 legislative districts to place the constitutional amendment on the ballot. Advocate signature gathering efforts were pretty fast, and the measure took about 5 months in all to qualify. It's the first of 10 initiatives currently in circulation to qualify for the November ballot. The initiative would require authorities to inform victims or their families of key developments in a case and accord them the right to be heard in proceedings. If ratified by voters, then Montana would join California and Illinois in enacting the same measure. Bridger Teton National Forest fire officials say they have extinguished the area's first wildfire. It says here that the small blaze started last Saturday near a trailhead where people gathered before rushing into the forest to hunt elk antlers. Officials suspect the fire started after hunters failed to put out their campfire. The fire spread for about a day before it was noticed and extinguished on Monday by Teton interagency fire crews. And a semi carrying beehives crashed on a Wyoming highway, unleashing millions of bees, and apparently it hovered in a giant swarm over the roadway. Beekeepers were called out to handle, which Wyoming Highway Patrol Trooper Aaron Peter said stretched a football field length in every direction. The swarm did. Peter said the driver apparently fell asleep at the wheel, and the truck veered off the roadway, landing on its side. No reports of major injuries, just a bunch of bees. Can you imagine that? A swarm of bees as wide and as long as a football field. Sounds like something out of a movie. The Billings Morning News from Billings Extreme, semi-pro football in Billings. BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME. Search them out on Facebook.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
From the Redline Computer Studios next to the Wave Car Wash off 29th and King Avenue West in Billings. Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. Good to have you here, streaming us all over the world. LivinLargeLarry.com. Tumbleweed Golf Scramble details with Kerry Rigney.
Kerry Rigney joining us, Development Director for Tumbleweed here in Billings. And for those who don't know, and for those who do know about Tumbleweed, give us the short version of what Tumbleweed is and how it helps our community here around Billings. Kerry Rigney.
Hello. So Tumbleweed is a nonprofit organization here in town, and we service ages 10 years old all the way to 24 years old. And the types of youth that come to Tumbleweed for support are at-risk, homeless, and runaways. In 2015, over 800 kids reached out for support from Tumbleweed, which is really sad because a lot of these kids are trying to raise themselves and actually survive in Billings, Montana. We have lots of different programs, and if anyone wants to come down and get a tour from me, I love to give tours and talk about Tumbleweed. But some of the work that we do is we provide a safe place for these youth to go. We provide warm meals, clothing, food for wherever they're living or not living, and hygiene products. Most of these kids are homeless, and homeless can either mean homeless on the streets, bearing the environment 24/7, or they are homeless and couch surfing. So there's a lot of kids out there that need help.
Kerry Rigney with this Development Director of Tumbleweed. I saw a staggering statistic just the other day in the news, and I see it about this time every year. And that is, and these are just the homeless teens that are counted between, almost 700 to 800 homeless teens in Billings.
Correct. Yeah, like last year we had over 800 kids reach out, and those are the kids that know about Tumbleweed, that are aware of Tumbleweed, and then how many are out there that are embarrassed and don't want to ask for help. So there's probably a lot more out there than we think.
All right, so let's get to your event, and maybe we can bring out some more awareness about Tumbleweed, and that is your Tumbleweed Golf Scramble, your first one ever, right?
You know what? I love to golf, and when I was given an opportunity to do a golf tournament, I was like, let's do it. So we're having the Tumbleweed Scramble. It's going to be Friday, May 20th. I thought the golfers deserved a 3-day weekend, so we'll golf on Friday, and you can have Saturday and Sunday off. It's going to be Friday, May 20th at Lake Hills. We'll have registration at 11, and shotguns start at 12. Every hole will have prizes, and it'll just be a fun day. We'll be providing non-alcoholic beverages free of charge, and we'll be feeding everybody after they're done and just getting to know Tumbleweed. It's $150 for an individual, and we will put you on a team of 4, or it's $600 for a team, which is 4 people. And so we can only accept 30 teams, so I'm hoping that people will gather their teams together. And they can go on Facebook, just look up Tumbleweed, and the registration form is there. And we just want to get 30 teams, and so we can make some money for the youth that we are serving and continuing to do the good work that we do.
What a fun way to raise money for a great organization, Tumbleweed. We should let you know that Kerry Rigney's not as much of a golfer as she is a roller derby queen with the Billings Roller Derby Dames. Now, some might know your voice, but some might know your name when I say she's the Rigginator on the derby track.
I love when you say that, Livin Large.
What, the Rigginator?
The Rigginator, yep. So I roller derby, absolutely love it. It's my 6th year, and I've made a lot of great friends. We've helped out over 23 nonprofits in our last
Now, wait,
years.
including Tumbleweed before you started working there as well.
Yep. So I've been working. I worked at United Blood Services first, and Tumbleweed now, and I just want to help people that aren't as fortunate as me, and so I kind of pick those jobs. And roller derby lets me hit people, and I get to help out nonprofits.
Perfect. Well said. Kerry Rigney, Development Director for Tumbleweed. As always, it's always fun talking to you. Kerry Rigney, thank you.
Thank you.
You get a chance weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m. in my disc jockey radio show with classic country at the mighty 790 KGHL, AM 790, also FM 94.7, simulcast, AM and FM now, KGHL, 3 to 6 p.m. weekdays. Be productive. today. I'll see you around town.